This is not Bill O'Reilly. I am not that good looking. This is not Bill O'Reilly. I don't have a beard. This is not Bill O'Reilly either. This guy looks too nice. This is definitely not me. This guy works for Channel 5. And that's not Bill either. She is much too attractive. Hello, I'm Bill O'Reilly. This is New England Afternoon, and those are some of New England's most popular talk show moderators. And we'll be talking with them live right here as New England Afternoon keeps you on top. All week long, we profile Boston's favorite talk show hosts, and today they are with us live in the studio. I'm going to introduce them from the farthest away from me, Larry Glick, WBZ Radio, and with Tim White and Eileen Prose from Channel 5's Good Day. Jerry Williams from Outer Space at WRKO Radio, and Nancy Merrill from People Are Talking WBZ Television, Channel 4. Nancy, let's start with you. I'm going to ask everybody pretty much the same opening question.
Then why start with me? Why don't you start with Larry?
You're closest to me, Nancy, so I can control this.
You're older than I am.
Okay. What is it about you, do you think, putting humility aside, that New England audiences like? Why do they watch you?
I think it's the programming. I think they like the subjects we do, and I think they like the format.
Some people have said that the reason your show is successful is that you do a lot of sex, a lot of flashy topics, this, that, and the other thing. Do you believe that?
It's not a case of believing it. I know what we do, so I don't have to believe. I mean, I have a program. I know exactly what we've done every week from we went on the air 3 years ago, and that's not true.
Would you say...
But it makes great coffee.
It does.
Sex and violence, and that's why they tune in. Why don't you ask our viewers, and it's not so.
Why do you think they like your program? There have been many programs like that that have not...
Okay, I think there's some studies that have been done around the country right now that local talk shows are coming back and becoming very popular. People are tired of tuning on their television and get something canned. Even if it's Phil Donahue is wonderful, you can't call in to Phil Donahue. You know he's out there in Chicago and it came in tape form. It's the human touch, particularly when you consider that from 8 o'clock at night to, let's see, 11 o'clock news, everything is network.
All right.
Early morning or you know, game show.
So you think it's immediacy?
It's a human element, sure.
Immediacy with the audience. Jerry Williams, why do people listen to you? You yell at them sometimes. Why do they still listen?
I'm loyal, good, kind, gentle.
On this program on Tuesday afternoon, you told some guy to go to Haiti. You didn't want to hear about him. Go to Haiti.
He was a Haitian. He was a Haitian. That's why I told him to go to Haiti.
What are you, clairvoyant? It was on the radio.
Should I tell him to go to Hull?
Why do people listen to you after so many years?
Well, because I'm the only one in the city that deals with hard issues. They hear these are the issues that affects them. We're the people who talk about Bulger and McGee. We mention names, times, places. You know, we are a part of the characterization of the audience.
Nancy just winced when you just said you were the only one in the city that dealt with hard issues. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I just winced.
She winced. That's because her name is Nancy Wince. And because we sit with red and black together. That's why you put us together. Now, actually, I'm the only real one who does it 4 hours a day. On radio, where people call in and can talk to the principals, who can call the state house as they are today with rules reform. We've had an effect on that over the last couple of days. They think this is their voice. This is their way of speaking out. This is their way of doing it.
So topics that people listen to you to hear
sex and violence.
Sex and violence on the Jerry Williams show.
Right, yeah.
All right, Eileen and Tim, let me direct this question to you. Sure. Tim, you're new in town. Right. Eileen, you've been around for a while on Good Day. Good Day's been up in the ratings, went down. Now we don't know where it is until the November book comes out. Why do you think people would want to watch your program?
Well, first of all, it's back up in the ratings, which feels very good. Well, I think, first of all, Good Day is a New England tradition, and that's one reason. People become familiar and very comfortable. I also think the immediacy. I mean, today we were cutting away to what was going on at the Greyhound bus terminal and updating people on that violence, and we had the ability to do that. I think strong programming.
Yeah, I think the material that we deal with has such an incredible range, and during the course of an hour we go over so many different things. Things that are sometimes fun, things that are emotional and touching, things that are provocative, sometimes things that are a little silly. But I think the spontaneity of the show is one thing that people find attractive. And
are you two entertainers? Do you look at yourself as an entertainer?
No, I don't. I mean, I love to sing, and that might be the entertaining part of me. But the hosting part of me is, for me, especially in the last 4 years, was a real search as I was learning. It really is a learning experience.
Well, what are you?
I'm sure you feel that too.
Are you a journalist? Are you what are you?
More of a conduit, I think, in a way. We sort of help things get from one place to another.
Okay.
It's not journalism in the sense that we go out and track a single story down from beginning to end, the who, what, where, when, why. And it's not entertaining, except when Eileen is singing, which is very entertaining. It wouldn't be entertaining if I was singing, I'll tell you that.
Ah, come on.
No, it wouldn't.
I think
No,
you
we're
have to be
kind of-
somewhat of a journalist, though. I mean, you have to take a journalistic
Gatekeeping.
approach.
Okay.
But, and just know the subject, hopefully.
Let's go on to Larry Glick, who's definitely an entertainer, in my opinion, and someone who has been around for a long time. Why do people listen to you late at night?
Well, it's awfully nice to be here, Bill. But Jerry...
I told you he was entertaining.
Jerry takes care of the hard issues. I take care of the soft issues. He's the hard issue, I'm the soft issue. What I do, I try to use a little violence and sex and humor and rotten filth and bring it into the show, and that's why.
Telling it like it is.
Yes.
Larry, huh? And if that doesn't work, you'll hypnotize everybody, and they'll have to tune in, right? We had...
Do you ever get those things confused?
Never. No.
We had... Let me ask you something, Nancy.
You
Do
know, I like to sing, too. I don't know why you
Do you?
didn't ask me that. That's because Eileen asked if I sing every morning to the crew when we make our promos, but now they've written into the contract that I'm not to sing or tell jokes.
Oh,
And I told them that they will pay for this because someday I will cut a record with Frank Sinatra and it'll have a huge party for me in Beverly Hills, and the crew at WBZ is not going to get invited for laughing at me for these last 3 years. But that's okay. Don't.
Do you think that men overlook women in hard issues? I mean, we don't hear a lot of people say, yeah, Nancy Merrill deals with the hard, gutsy issues. Do you think that may be because you're a woman? I mean, you just heard Jerry say, you know, we're in there.
Yeah, I think I'm in a really awkward position. I'm doing something.
Why, you're next to me?
Generally, no.
Shall I make a real sexist comment on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Women 18 to 25. NBC did a survey a couple of years ago. Women 18 to 25 just are not interested. Wait a minute, I haven't finished yet. Please, let me make my provocative statement.
Go ahead, Jerry, come on.
You can respond to this.
Go ahead.
This is an NBC survey. Obviously, 18 to 25 women are not all in one bag, but most people, just like most people who voted for Ray Flynn, most people, 18 to 25 female, do not want to hear about hard issues. They listen to FM rock, they listen to entertaining things, they watch the soaps. That's what they do. They're into themselves. That's okay. I'm not saying it's anything bad or anything, but that's the way it is when we don't get 18 to 25 women.
We'll give that equal time when we come back to New England Afternoon, right after this message. When we last left New England Afternoon, Eileen Prose was reacting to Jerry Williams saying that women 18 to 24 aren't interested in substantial... 25. I left out 25. What do you have to say?
Well, I don't think Jerry finished the statement. First of all, how about men 18 to 25?
They're a little more interested because in the culture, men 18 to 25 are generally looking to get a job, to eventually get married, to get into a career.
What do you think of that, Eileen?
Well, first of all, I very much know the status of the working woman these days, and so much of it now is out of necessity, and there are women that age very much looking to have a career.
It's not an insult, it's just a fact.
No, but you know, I guess the reason I think
I care about Bulger and McGee. If you went downtown and asked 100 women 18 to 25 who William Bulger was, they wouldn't know.
I think there's a rollover effect. That's why I reacted so
Only touch him if you love him.
Otherwise, I'll get slugged, won't I?
Keep your hands off.
He's hypnotizing you with
All right, well, we have... You disagree with that? I mean, pretty much...
Does, yeah.
Well, I think saying it that way I disagree with because it's a setup it's a setup saying women, all they want are soap operas and all they want is early morning pap.
All right.
Boy,
The very
4 years
I've... is a setup, isn't it?
Yes.
I think there's a certain pomposity in
How many
anybody who
hard
says,
issues
we
do you
do
get
hard
into?
issues and someone else does soft issues.
And how many
I
hard
also,
issues do they get
let me
into?
just
An
let me just
enormous
go on a
number.
moment. I think that, as I said, hard issues is a bit of a pompous approach to things. Also, I must tell you, one of the things that annoys me, particularly about people who say, but I'm a journalist. I once heard that a journalist is a euphemism for an out-of-work reporter.
Who said that here?
I think the word journalism came over there. Somehow you put the
mentioned
magic
Bill
word
O'Reilly.
journalism.
I'm a journalist.
on
Yes,
there.
I'm a
Why are you a journalist?
I'm a journalist.
I'm
Well,
not a journalist. Why
Larry thinks he is. Well, it's just a matter of training in my case. That's what I'm trained to be. Whether I make it or not, I don't know. Let me ask you something, though. This has always intrigued me. And
You just broke it up when it was to get exciting, pal.
well,
What do you
it was
call this
exciting,
doing journalism right
but this will
now?
be
Would you
more
call this
exciting, Jerry.
journalism?
Listen to this one. It's just journalism by definition. That's all. And I don't want to get into semantics right now, but each of us every day has to think on our feet. On all of these programs, we have to think fast. All right, either interview or talk to people on the phone or do something. The people who anchor the news, because I've been an anchor, I don't have to do that. They read off those teleprompters on the camera. Boom, 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 boom.
They do.
And they make a lot more money than we make.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were reading off the teleprompter. I thought they had memorized the whole thing.
Jerry, and it's big-time television now.
Yeah.
Do you, Larry Glick, think that those people deserve that kind of money? Do you resent it?
No, No, I'm for big salaries. I like big salaries and loose women. I'm for that. No.
Big salaries and loose women.
Yes.
You're the greatest, Larry.
But seriously, when you see somebody somebody who maybe not as bright or quick as you making all that money, does that matter?
It makes me feel good to know that I'm an optimist and there's that kind of money available someplace. Really, it makes me feel good.
People who
I'm
get
happy
baseball
for
over
people.
a fence make more money.
Oh, sure.
People who can ride a horse around a track faster make more money.
You know, the only people who don't make that kind of money are guys on radio who labor every day for 3 or 4 hours.
Somehow I think that you resent the big salary.
I resent it.
He does.
I resent it
He does.
deeply.
O'Reilly, he does. I know him well.
I think he does,
resents
too.
it. He's a bitter rascal. I was going to make him dean of Glick University or something, but I've decided to. A guy that wear
couldn't afford it.
a black filthy shirt to a TV program.
It looks like a priest. I mean,
Actually,
Oh, Father.
This is my Johnny Cash surge, see, but Glick came in with a cowboy hat, which he refuses to wear because he has his business suit on.
No one else has cowboy
Bill, I
hats.
think it's demeaning to say that the reporters, particularly rather the anchors, are just readers. I watched you read your open today on the teleprompter, and all of a sudden, as people at home won't know this, the paper squished and you could see somebody's fingers in there. And what did you do?
I read thumb.
No, you didn't. You couldn't read anything, so you went right to your hand. If you didn't have the material in your hand, you'd have to ad-lib it or you wouldn't be on
Well, I
television.
wrote the stuff. so.
Jessica Savage, we interviewed her a year ago before her very tragic death, and she resented people saying just what you said, that she was a reader. She said at any given time, she knew that material, that if the prompter went off, she could talk to the people for half an
I
hour
got to
and
tell
tell
you,
them what the
Nancy,
news is.
I've been all over the country and fired at one job after another. Not really, but I've been everywhere, okay? And there are a lot of anchor people who really have to be guided into the dimension.
Let me just say
but
that-
not in Boston. I
Let
mean,
me
this
just
is
say
a
that
really
I've been
highly
in the
rated
business a little
scandal.
longer, and I've been in more cities. I keep moving.
Right.
I want to be a moving target. And I challenge any one of the TV people to come up and do 4 hours on the air, off the cuff, speaking to people day in and day out, doing the commercials, listening to the
You
ads.
seem angry.
No, I'm not
I mean,
angry.
you don't like the job. Why don't you leave,
Eileen,
Larry?
sure. Go ahead,
Getting
Eileen.
aggressive.
Eileen wants to talk. Go ahead.
Yes.
With Good Day, we have a staff of great producers who really work very hard and prepare us and give us materials certainly
Exactly,
to learn.
yeah.
But we don't work off of a teleprompter. We don't work off of cue
No, I
cards.
know that.
And well, no, but I'm just saying.
Last time I appeared on your program, you pre-interviewed me for 1 hour.
Did they?
Yes.
Well, at least we knew the
And gave you
direction
the
we were
information.
going in.
But when Glick and I do a program on radio, why, the guy sits down about 30 seconds before we go on the air and we wing it. And we do it because we do our homework every day. And it's not angry, Nancy. If you want to do the show, I'll be happy to have you come up and do it.
I guess when I was driving, I was...
Let me make
Or
a point
Tim.
too. I mean,
If I do your show.
Everybody's paid well enough to have lunch and have a new tie and, you know, pay the rent for the most part. Whether it's fair, whether it's not, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, you say somebody come up and do 4 hours of your show. How about the guys who are driving the cab overnight here in Boston? And they're not making as much as any of us here are making, and none of us would care to go drive a cab for 12 hours. That's tough stuff. I mean, that's work. That's work.
I don't want to talk about
That's, the point is that there's an awful lot of work that goes unrewarded, and to try and chop up into little pieces whether he makes this much too much or that much too much, I think does not serve well what we do.
All right, we got 60 seconds, which is, you know, way too short. I mean, obviously, this is very informative to me. I want to know very briefly from all of you if you think that you, okay, are the kind of person who can change somebody's life by doing what you do.
Yes, I do, my son. I do believe that I can change the lives of many people given the opportunity, if they'll only listen to my rot.
But you really do believe that.
And I'm the dean of Glick University.
You
in charge
really
of
believe
soft
that?
issues. I'm going to make him dean at Glick University of hard issues.
All right, Tim, you think you have an effect on people's lives?
In effect, perhaps, people can change their own lives. If we can point out something that helps them change, then we've done a good job.
All right, Eileen?
I think just in the knowing that we're all sharing the same struggles and broadening that kind of a base. Painting with broad strokes, letting people see that, yes.
I can see a sarcastic remark coming from Williams. All right, go ahead.
No, I do think that I affect people's lives. The program does, and that when I become the advocate on a certain matter of legislation, whether it's Nixon in the White House or rules reform, people do react, they do call the State House, they do move, and that's what I like to do.
Nancy?
Absolutely. We don't affect on their lives in a life and death situation, but for instance, we did a show on agoraphobia, which you know about. These are people who are afraid to go out of their house.
Right.
It's the most dreadful fear in the world. We probably got 200 phone calls
So,
from people who didn't even know this is what they had.
I got to wrap it up. Great.
Thank you,
you
Bill.
all for being
thank
here.
you.
It was
It's a
terrific.
beautiful
It's going to be
Right.
continued
Thank you.
on Monday.
We're gonna.
Why don't you invite
I might
us back
lose.
again?
I might
We had a
lose the
good time.
program here. You know. I know people are watching.
Is O'Reilly really your name?
It is really my name. I'm not looking at this guy. He'll hypnotize me. I'll be saying all kinds of stuff. Thanks once again, all of you.
Thank
for being
you.
here. And coming up on New England Afternoon, Walter Cronkite has a new record album out. He does so, and we'll tell you about it right after this.